to consultant editor of the Daily Mail, Andrew Pearce. I think it's fair to say that Rishi Sunak had a good start. Tory MPs were shouting more, and they sounded like they meant it. So PMQs is done, but where do the challenges now lie?
Well, I think that's the best spirit Tory backbenchers have been in for months and months, actually, because there was a cloud over Boris Johnson's leadership premiership for so long. And I think Sunak's quick on his feet, quicker than I remembered, actually. And I don't really think Keir Starmer landed a killer blow. But it's going to be interesting to see, isn't it, where they're going to go with this. Keir Starmer immediately talking about non-DOMs and the fact Labour want to get rid of the ability for people to be non-DOMs. Sunak's wife, of course, was a non-dom. That was exposed, and she then decided to change her tax status and start paying tax in Britain on a worldwide earning. So they are definitely going to play this class war. Rishi Sunak's too rich to understand the aspirations of ordinary people. But, of course, he can remind people he's the son of a GP and the son of a pharmacist. They're not exactly captains of industry, not exactly high-powered and well-paid people in particular, who struggled to send their son to a private school, and he repaid them when he was earning big bucks in the city, because I think it put a big hole in their savings. But, of course, the big challenge for him is the economy. It's going to be all about the economy. And I thought that's what Keir Starmer would have gone on today, rather than waffling on about whether he should or shouldn't have employed the Home Secretary, re-employed the Home Secretary.
And how damaging do you think those attacks could be, Andrew, bearing in mind that Yvette Cooper pressed it home as well? They're still wanting Simon Case, the Cabinet Secretary, to issue some kind of statement. Bearing in mind, of course, Rishi Sunak was talking about integrity, professionalism and accountability.
Look, she was fired over what was a technical breach. She released a letter on her private email account, which should have been on an encrypted account. But the real reason she was fired last week, I read about this in the Mail, was because she had a stand-up row with Liz Truss, which went on for the best part of 90 minutes over immigration. Liz Truss wanted to relax the immigration rules. The Home Secretary did not. They could not agree. And then I think Truss used as an excuse this minor technical breach over the letter to fire the Home Secretary. And I'm quite sure, actually, that the new Prime Minister will have consulted the Cabinet Secretary before he decided to bring her back into the Cabinet. And if the Cabinet Secretary raised reservations, he would have weighed those up and decided whether they were serious enough to bar her return. I think he'll have played this by the book. He has to. He's only been Prime Minister for 24 hours.
Andrew, I'm going to say something I'm not sure I've ever said before. I agree with you that Keir Starmer shouldn't have started Prime Minister's questions by talking about Suella Braverman. Will you agree with me, though, that when Yvette Cooper had that urgent question, she should have shown up?
Yes, she should. Absolutely, she should.
Unity.
She's got a big new job to do in a big department, but she should have been there. She should have, in the same way that Liz Truss should have been there when there was that question about her last week. Because Suella Braverman, by the way, is very good on her feet. She can handle herself, and she'd have answered very well. But yes, she should have been in the chamber.
Well, on that note of agreement, Andrew, thank you very much indeed. Maybe a sign of things to come for the moment. Thank you for joining us.